What's going on, everybody? It's Cameron from Tactical Trading Services, and I hope everybody's doing okay. It's been a little while since I did one of these, so I thought, maybe after last week it would be a good idea to knock one out. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it, okay? I'm not going to waste any time. We're going to come over here to the SPX daily chart. Let me get rid of that right there. So last time we was talking, I think I was mentioning I was expecting price to come down here and test the lower boundary of my price channel that I have drawn here on the daily, and that if we failed, we was going to come down here and touch this 50. That's what those two circles are right there. So what it looks like after our video, we came right down and we touched the lower boundary of that price channel, and we couldn't hold it. Came down here to the 50. We held, popped, and finally we ended up breaking that 50. And that was a nasty gap, okay. And let me go ahead and take these out here because we're gonna put some more here in just a second. So that was a nasty move off the top, okay. There's no doubt about that, and it's kind of worrisome because it's worrisome because we're right back up here into a resistance zone now. We recovered the 50, but we still haven't popped over this 20, okay? And I mean, we are right in a resistance zone. Uh, I'd really like us to test 4,500 at least, but I want everybody to be well aware that there is a very, very good chance, we could still reject this zone and come back down into this area right here, okay? That's a very, very real possibility. We're just gonna have to see. I looking at this and some of the other indices, I think that maybe next week, it's the end of the week, or it's the end of a quarter or whatever. Maybe there'll be a lot of window dressing, and we'll get an up week, and we'll come up here and we'll test this 4,500 zone, which would be what the lower boundary of my price channel, right? So if we come up there and we test that, and then we push lower, and that's a very good possibility. It's kind of what I'm betting on. But if we get up there, and if we can make it back into that price channel, and we can start trading in there again, and then come back, make a fresh new high, then obviously that's not in play, right? But I just want everybody to be well aware that this is a possibility that could happen after next week. October is typically not a good month for the market anyway, so it just makes sense, right? We window dress for the end of the quarter, the beginning of the quarter, the market goes down, and then we can buy it all up for the Santa Claus rally to window dress at the end of the next quarter. I mean, it's very, very cyclical, okay? It's really crazy just how cyclical it can really be. So those are things to be paying attention to. Those are things to be thinking about, okay? Market psychology is a big part of trading, and you have to think like a market maker a lot of times, and a lot of people don't do that. So yeah, I don't know. I had bullish positions on all through here, opening bullish positions all through here, and as a result of that, our book is nearly empty now going into the end of the quarter. I think we still have one or two trades on that I will be exiting next week with pretty nice profits, and it's going to be rinse and repeat, So that's how the game's played. But that is the SPX. I want everybody to be aware. I think we're going to come back up here. Maybe even 4,500. You know, I'd really like to see that test the lower boundary on that price channel, and then we'll see what happens. We could get another drop. Let's see, because that is, what did we retrace? We retrace about 50% of that, maybe. Yeah, so 618. Okay, so yeah, that's a make or break area. You know, that's a pretty key fib retracement zone. Okay, so we'll just have to see. It's still up in the air. It is still up in the air. If you did want to be aggressive and short, right in this area would be a good place to place some shorts. You know, going, I don't know, going 30, 45 days out would be a good thing. You could do some put debit spreads, and I might even put some of those on. I might look at those after this video and see if we can't find something to put on for everybody, just for like a you know, a hedge or whatever. But everybody be aware of the price action that surrounds that right there, because it can get pretty crazy. So moving over here, we'll look at Apple, because you know, everybody knows that Apple's a pretty big key component here. I'm going to take these out. You know, and Apple looks good on the weekly, 1028. So we had this move off the highs, and we came right to the weekly 20 SMA, and it did good. It held. That's a nice candle right there for a weekly candle. You can tell we came down here and we tested this, and then we pushed back up to a higher high on the week. So that, you know, that looks good. Charts like this make me feel like, okay, you know, well, maybe we won't have that drop looking at this weekly chart. But whenever you drill down in the time frames and you come over here to the daily chart, that's not looking real healthy. It's not looking real healthy at all, and stuff like this concerns me. Apple is a very large weight in you know, the S&P, and it's a key player in the Dow. It's a very big part of the markets, and that's just how it is. And this doesn't really look healthy at all. I don't even think that's maybe like a 38% retracement right there. Let's see what we got. So if we come down here. Yeah, so look, I mean, 38.2% is all we retraced in Apple, and that's pretty weak. That is pretty weak. So, you know, we could definitely get a secondary move down, and I wouldn't put it out of the question for Apple to retest this 200 SMA on the daily chart. If we do get that move, because there's not really a whole lot. Well, I mean, there'll be some support. There'll be some support right there around 137 probably. Let's see here. What is this? Yeah, so there'll be some support right there for Apple. Okay. And you know, that'd be a pretty good move, and maybe by then that 200 would catch up, and it would show that it would hold it. If we get this right here, and we move down here to this area, man, that would be an amazing time to start accumulating Apple in a long-term portfolio, or buying leaps, you know, some kind of long-term options play or something like that. If you wanted, it'd be a pretty good deal. Now, and we drill down here to the hourly, and you can see that the hourly actually looks fairly bullish. We got the 20 and the 50 cross. The last hour, it wasn't too hot of a candle, but you could argue the point that we're going to start out the week coming down here to test this 20 before continuing up into this 149.5 resistance zone. You can tell there's a lot of resistance in this zone. So that's your 200 SMA on the hourly, and you can also see that it is a thick zone for price action right there. So that 149 to 150 handle in Apple will be some pretty good resistance if we get up there. We're just gonna have to see how things go. It's gonna be interesting. Another big player is Amazon. Amazon is just being Amazon, but let me remove some of these drawings and price levels. So this does not look very good at all, really. I don't like that at all. Let's see if we get a channel here. Let's see what kind of channel we get if we come. Let's see if I can get this thing straight. There it was, right there. And let me come back down. Where's a good spot to be? Kind of like that right there. Yeah, so, you know, Amazon, we had a failed breakout here on the weekly chart, and we came right back down into this sideways action that we've been tracking since golly, was it July of last year? So a long time, and that's really interesting. It really is. It's quite interesting. So that's something to keep your eye on. Amazon isn't looking real healthy at all. We really need to get up here and break this 3600 area if we're really gonna go. See, the hourly looks good. The hourly looks like a pretty decent chart up to another 20 points or so. 20 to 50 points maybe. But this will be a pretty thick zone. You can tell this will be a pretty thick zone of resistance for Amazon if we get there. Yeah, I don't know. That just doesn't look good for that one. Tesla had a banging week. It went parabolic on Friday, and I wish I would have caught some calls on it because, man, that would have been a massive play. We'll drill down here to the weekly, and you know, we've been calling Tesla in this triangle for a long time, and you know, this is quite you know, this could be quite the move right here. This could be a pretty good move because we have this you know, triangle consolidation. Look what happened last time we had a little triangle here. We rallied from 400 up to 900, and so it's gonna be interesting. I was really feeling like it was gonna come back down here and test this area one more time, but as you can see, we did not do that, and we're starting to take off. That's so I'm going to take that out of here. That's starting to look pretty good. It might not be too late to get in that one if you come down here and you watch the hourly and you wait for the hourly to give you just a slight pullback down in here. hold these moving averages, then you should be good to go. Um, and I'll definitely be watching that for a to put on a trade. So let's talk about. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the Russell because I'm actually long the Russell via futures right now, and I don't really, I really wouldn't say that I'm extremely bullish or anything like that, but the Russell's just been trading sideways for a long time, and so I opened up a bullish play on it. I really wish we would have came back up over this weekly 20 and closed above it. I really do. I was really hoping for that. But the daily it held its moving averages. I think we could get another push back down here into the 2220 area for the Russell, and if that holds, then we should be okay. But I don't know. It's the markets are just it's just kind of up in the air right now. It's just you really have to be on your A game right now because there's so much stuff going on that this is very curious price action, okay? Very curious. We had this massive move off the top. I mean, we came down. I mean, that's almost 100. How much? What is that? No, that's almost 245 points. And that would actually be. I mean, yeah. So it was about a 5% correction. It was a little over 5%. Let's see what it was. So if we just take, if we draw our trend line from, that's close enough, to the low, what does that give us? Yeah, so about 5.3% is what we fell. And since then, we have rallied back. We'll use this high. We've rallied back 3.75% roundabouts. So I'm not convinced that it's completely over yet, honestly. I think it's very important to stay on your A game here, especially into this zone, because it's going to be telling. And I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we had another move lower, a secondary move lower. And if you think about it, we have that secondary move lower, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh man, this is it. The bull market is ended. I'm going to turn bear and go short on everything." And right when they do that, we turn around, and the bull market comes raging back into new highs for the next year or two. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. I would be careful on your allocations, and just wait for confirmation. Be patient, and maybe it'll come soon. I hope anyway. So don't forget, check us out at tacticaltradingservices.com. I got trying to get the blog going. I got a couple little posts on there, for different things. And just if you need anything, you can find us on Facebook. We're there. We respond all the time. So, like I said, everybody be careful, trade carefully, trade smart, and be patient, because we'll get our resolve soon enough. So, all right. Thank you, everybody.